Hello, my name's Sue Lewis and I'm going to take you through this presentation, which is aimed at Year 10, and it's going to show you how you can get ready for making your post-16 choices at the end of Year 11. I would also mention how you can start thinking about work experience. We're going to be using Career Pilot, which is a careers website. So what you can do in this session, it'll be an opportunity to find out more about what job sectors might suit you, find out what skills you have, and that'll be useful thinking about what you have to offer for work experience. But also I'm going to run you through some of the post-16 options so you begin to think about what you might do at the end of year 11, and this will also give you a chance to think about what you want to do for your work experience. Why we're doing this? Well, obviously you are going to start planning for your work experience and also for your post-16 choices, so it's a good time to do it in year 10. So if you're a teacher delivering this video lesson, then there'll be about a 15-minute introduction, and then the students will have about 30 to 35 minutes to do the online tasks using Career Pilot, and then you need to be able to bring them back for the last 5 to 10 minutes to do a wrap-up. Okay, so research shows that everybody, whether you're young or old, needs to develop skills in order to manage their careers, and these are the 6 things that have been identified as the things that people need to be able to do. And in this session today, we're going to do some of the things associated with 4 of those. So in this category, we've got grow throughout life. What it says that people should be willing to challenge themselves and try new things. And you're going to have a think about that today. Another one is explore the possibilities. So today we're going to show you the different jobs and different sectors so you can get familiar with some of the things on offer. Then you need to be able to manage your career, look towards the future and think about the different possibilities and think about where they would suit you. So we'll be doing a bit of that as well. And the final one we'll be looking at today is creating opportunities. So developing the skills to be able to say what you want and what you need. So you can be thinking about how you present your ideas to other people. So what does the future look like for you? Well, what we know is there's lots of different jobs, lots of different job sectors, but some of those jobs are going. Jobs to do with the library might be changing quite dramatically. Banks have obviously changed a lot as well, as has retail. But there will be, of course, different things coming in their place. So a lot of things to do with automation, artificial intelligence, digital, all those technology jobs, and also jobs to do with the environment. And health and social care jobs are expanding a lot as well. So it's quite good to sort of try to keep up with what's happening in the world and where the jobs are going to be. This is a little bit of research that shows that if you're born after 2002, which all of you have been, then it's likely you'll live until 100. Of course, not everybody, but that is the average. And you maybe have 17 jobs in your lifetime. So you might be having to adapt and change your career throughout your life. So the good thing is that Career Pilot is a one-stop careers website that's got all the information in one place. You might have used it before in year 7, 8 and 9. But now we're going to use it for you at year 10 with the different decisions you're making as you think about your post-16 options. So on the site, we've got at the top bar here, lots of information about jobs and courses and qualifications. And there's also over 1,000 video stories of people talking about their jobs or qualifications. In this section, there's quizzes and tools to help you make that decision. And here we've got some of the qualifications you'll be able to choose in the future, and you can look and see what advice and support and things you need to think about if you're thinking about one of those qualifications. So careerpilot.org.uk is what we're going to use today, and I'll explain what you're going to be doing. One of the things about Career Pilot is that if you sign in or register, you can access the career tools, which is the dark grey bit on the right hand side. So that helps you build your careers report. So you can change your ideas at any time. That's the way careers works often, as you find out more about yourself or the working world. But this builds your report, and you can share that then with your families or your teachers. So to access the report and be able to add things to it, you do need to be signed in. If you've not used Career Pilot before, you'll need to register. Don't forget your password, and then every time you use it, just sign in, and then you'll be able to add to your careers report and see all your reports as well. If you have registered before, sign in. If you've forgotten your password, do forgotten password. Try not to create yet another account, otherwise you'll have 2 and it'll get a bit confusing. Okay, so today what we're going to do is get you registered or signed into Career Pilot. Then you're going to do our job quiz, and that will match you to job sectors that might suit you. Then we're going to do the skills map. Then we're going to look at some qualifications, and then you can look at the different options available at 16, but also we've got a section about work experience. So let me show you how that looks. So we talk about registration, that'll be the first thing you do, and then you'll go on to Start With You, which is on the home page, and you're going to do some quizzes to get you started. And the one you're going to do in particular is called the job sector quiz, and you'll be answering some questions and then it'll match you to job sectors that might suit you. Then you're going to go on to do the skills profile. So let me just show you those. The final thing we do in this section is plan your qualifications. So the job sector quiz, so if you go to quizzes to get started in that blue section on the home page, then it'll show you 50 pictures of things you might like to do in a working environment. If you click on as many as you're interested in, and then it'll match you to sectors that seem to connect with the things you're particularly interested in doing. So in this example, this person has got a 48% match to the sector called sports, leisure and tourism. So sector is the big thing, and within that there'll be loads and loads of jobs. They've also got a 41% match to art and design, and also to energy and recycling. So it's always good to look at not just the first one, but the second and third one as well. Once you've done that, you can actually start to explore jobs in that sector. You could be thinking about other things about that job. Is it for you? But also thinking about, is that the sort of job you might like to do in work experience? Because that might help you when you're planning what you might do. Then you're going to go on to the skills profile. You might have done this before. You can redo the quiz, or you can just add things to your profile. I'm just going to show you how that works. So this is the quiz. It's asking you things that you've done in your life or your learning. You can take as many as you want. For everyone you tick, it'll tell you what skills that activities helped you develop. And what it does, put all your skills into the skills profile. So for this particular student, the skill of speaking, they got 4 examples from doing the quiz, and then they've added a few of their own. So the way you add your own, you go up here, and then you can it'll ask you what activity you did, what skills it gave you, and that'll all be added in as well. So this student is showing that they've got a lot of examples of speaking, for example. And these are going to be really useful later when you apply for jobs or work experience. One other thing you can do is see how your skills compare with the skills required for a job. So if you just type in here the name of a job you like nurse or plumber, doctor, whatever it might be, and then it'll show you the skills you need for that job and your skills alongside it. You could be thinking about what examples you can be adding into your profile, so you've got more evidence towards the job you like the look of. You can also use this when you go for work experience, because employers might say, what skills have you got? And here you'll have all your examples, so you'll be able to talk about the things you've done to develop those particular skills. We're also going to ask you to go to the qualifications area. It was called just on the top bar, qualifications, and this shows all the qualifications you have in this country. Level 1 and level 2 are GCSE level, and then level 3 is A levels, or there's vocational qualifications level 3, or there's advanced apprenticeships at level 3. And you can see it goes up through the different levels. Well, 4, 5 and 6 equivalent to the 3 years of university. So what you can do is go in and say what you're doing now, what you want to do in the future, and you can go all the way up through the levels if you've got a plan to go that far. Once you've started adding where you are now and what you want to do in the future, and you can see these little coloured ticks, then you can go into My Qualifications, and you can also add your subjects and predicted grades. So that could be useful, thinking in year 10, what are my predicted grades? And then year 11, you might be changing that slightly. And then year 12, you know they're not predicted anymore, they're actual grades. And you can record all that in Career Pals. That's kind of useful when you're looking at jobs as well, to see what qualifications you've got and what the job requires. Okay, so having done activities in Start With You, which is about finding out about yourself, we're also going to do a few things and explore your options. So in this section, you can see you look at choices by age, or you can look at pathways or search for jobs. So we're going to suggest you look at the choices 16 to get a bit of an idea about what's there. I'm going to talk through them quite quickly, and look in detail at what you need to be thinking about if you're thinking about an apprenticeship or A-levels or whatever else. And then you might want to go back and have a little look at the job search section as well. In here, you will also find a section about work experience, which will talk about how you prepare for work experience, but also give you some ideas. And it shows actual examples, a lot of them virtual at the moment, so online, but you'll get some ideas from that as well. So for you, when you're going to leave year 11, you might know some of this already, but let's just run through it to make sure everybody does. There are 3 different pathways you can choose. The academic pathway, the vocational pathway, so this is where you do something usually in a sort of classroom in the main, but it's related to a job area like business studies, health and social care. And then work-based, where you're in a workplace and being trained to do a job. So that would be A-levels for academic, and general vocational qualifications, which would be things like BTECs you might have heard of, or OCR. And for work-based is apprenticeships. So what's the difference between them? Well, the academic are mostly done in schools or sixth forms. Some colleges offer A-levels, but not all colleges do. Vocational, so this is where you're doing something like health and social care, business. You could do those in lot of choice in college about vocational courses, but also they're offered by schools. And you can combine them too. You could do an A-level plus a vocational qualification, for example. Work-based, you're going to be trained in the workplace. You might do a day a week in college. And the other difference here for the apprenticeship pathway is you're going to get paid an apprenticeship wage for doing that particular training with an employer. So if you're choosing the academic pathway, it is good to have enjoyed that subject at GCSE. Good that if you like independent study, because you will be doing quite a bit of that, and you're the sort of person who's going to get all that work done. For vocational, it is good to have an idea of the job sector you're interested in. Is it business? Is it health and social care? And then you could be doing courses that help you find out more about that sector. Now, the work-based route, it is good if you've got an idea that that is a job you want to do in the future, because obviously you're going to be trained to do that specific job. So how they're going to be assessed, academic is through exams at the end of the 2-year A-level course. Vocational, you will do some coursework, but you might do some final assessment like exams as well, and you will be having some work placements. Apprenticeships, you'll be learning through doing that job. You might be doing some learning in college. There will be some written assignments, but also they'll be observing to see that you can do that actual job. So in Career Palette, we've got lots of information about jobs. So once you've had a chance to do the job quiz, you can go and look at the different sectors. So there's one called Animal and Agriculture and Environment. You could drill down to the bit you're particularly interested in this case, animal. Then you can find the job profiles, and there'll be lots of examples of jobs in this sector. And each of these little cards, if you like, behind each, there's lots of information about that job. So do have a click and have a look. And don't forget, if you like a job, you can click on it and then you can add it to your career tools. So in the top right of most pages, there's the option to add. So anything you like the look of, add it, and that builds your careers report. Okay, here's a reminder. So this is one for a job where you can just add it in, or if you look at a course or apprenticeship, again, you can add that in. And all the time you're building your report. You can change things later, but you've got quite a bit of information there you can share with your family or teachers. So everything will be saved for you in the career tools, and that will be your report at the bottom. We'll look at that a bit later. Okay, so what you're going to do today, just a reminder, is you're going to go to the top right of the screen on the home page. You're either going to sign in if you've already got a login, or you're going to register. If you've got your password, go to sign in and then forgotten password. Number 2, you're going to do a quiz, which is our job sector quiz, and then that will show you what sectors to start to explore, and you can start to look at some jobs. Number 3, you're going to do the skills map. If you've done it before, just add some new activities of your own, or redo the quiz if you want to. If you've never done before, do the quiz and try to add 1 or 2 activities of things that you've done that aren't being mentioned in the quiz, things you've done in your own time. Number 4, you're going to add your qualifications, where you are now, what you're thinking of in the future, and then you can add your subjects when you're in My Qualifications. Number 5, you can explore your choices at 16, and there's a whole section there about work experience as well. So what you're going to have is about 30 minutes to do this. If you're the teacher now, you might want to pause this video and come back in 30 minutes. You need to allow about 5 to 10 minutes to do the wrap up at the end. So good luck, and I hope you find it useful. Great. So hopefully you had a good explore and you got to do those activities we set for you. So let's just have a bit of a feel about the group. Who got mapped when they did the job sector quiz to any of these sectors? So who found that they were mapped in the top three, maybe, the top three sectors suggested by the job quiz, who got offered health and social care? Hospitality and catering, IT and digital, law, politics and government, marine and maritime, that's an interesting one, media, games and performing arts, retail and customer services, science and maths. So hopefully in your group you can see there's lots of people being mapped to lots of different things. And obviously as a country, that's what we want. We want people who want a range of different things, because we need all these things in the economy, and to benefit to all of us as well. So one other thing you could do on Career Pilot, on stage 3 of the homepage, plan your next steps, the sort of turquoisey greeny colour. Then there's different things you can do here. You can look at your report, you can look at your skills map, but you can also do a little action plan. So if you had time today, you could always write one thing you're going to do to move forward your career, and keep a log of it, and just show how you're taking this seriously and you're actually adding your own things to your action plan. So if you want to look at your report, there's two ways to do that. You can look at it in summary through the dashboard, which looks like this, or you can look at the full report, which looks like this. So if you've done all the things in the career tools, you have quite an extensive report to share with the people who are supporting you. And that report's going to move up every year. So just a summary of what we covered today. We looked at some of the key skills anybody needs in order to manage their career. And we were particularly looking at these 4. So hopefully you did get a chance to challenge your ideas by maybe looking at a different job sector from the one you were thinking about. Maybe you explored your possibilities by looking at the range of jobs, hopefully, in different sectors. In terms of managed career, maybe you're thinking about the possibilities and how they might suit you in the future. And in terms of creating opportunities, hopefully you now get an idea of what you want for the future, and you'll be able to communicate that when people ask you that question. So just to wrap up, don't forget your password. That's really important, so you can get back in. Every time you go to Career Pilot, sign in so you get the best use of all those career tools. So don't forget to keep bookmarking or tagging the things you're interested in. And you can go back and review things every year. So last year you might have wanted to be a footballer. This year you might have changed your mind. So you can just adapt things as you move and change. So Career Pilot is there for you until you're 21. You'll own your account. If you move to a college, you can take your account with you. So careerpilot.org.uk is there to help you with your career moving forward. So good luck with all your future plans.